is it any surprise that last night blue states voted blue? By the way, none of those were swing states. You had 7 swing states in the election a year ago today.
Off-year elections are not indicative of what's to come. That's what history teaches us.
All right, Republican leaders say there was no election surprises on Tuesday night as President Trump blames the government shutdown for the losses. Is that really the case? Let's bring in the host of the Ruthless Podcast, the most loved in America, Josh Holmes, comfortably smug, Michael Duncan, and John Ashbrook. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
All right, so Michael, let's start with you. Do you believe the president's right? The shutdown is the story.
No, I don't really. I think we're seeing a continuation in these off-year and midterm elections where we've traded out in the new Trump coalition high-propensity moderate suburban voters for a more rural working-class Trump coalition. And we continue to struggle a little bit with turning out those folks in those elections. In high-turnout environments like the election in 2024, fantastic. Situations like this, it's difficult.
But, John, the one thing that sticks out is that young people went for the Democrats and women went for the Democrats. Case in point, I think the best example is New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey was a state where Chitterelli ran a great race. Mikey Sherrill ran a terrible race. You get 850,000 more Democrats in the state, though.
They thought she's better on taxes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, I actually have to disagree with Michael. I think the shutdown was the thing, and by design. Democrats kept the government shut down because they wanted to get their people out in Northern Virginia, and it worked.
Before we go to you guys, I want to go to, this is J.D. Vance posted yesterday. I think it's idiotic to overreact to a couple of elections in blue states where we're going to keep on working to make a decent life affordability in this country. And that's the metric by which we'll ultimately be judged in 2026 and beyond. You know what he's saying, Smug? He's saying, I got it. Affordability does matter. How you make things affordable is going to be the key. It's up to them to define it.
100%. And, you know, President Trump's been delivering on a bunch of his promises. I think part of the struggle is for younger voters, their main thing is the affordability crisis. So they hear, okay, he's gotten a dozen peace deals done. That's great. But what does that mean to me? And the numbers are going great for Trump. Eggs are down 90% since the start of the year. But he needs to make the focus of it affordability. That's what's really on their minds.
He's had the job 9 months. Josh, if you think the lockdown or the shutdown helps Democrats, do you think that's the reason why those moderate Dems who were going to come across the aisle and end the shutdown yesterday were stopped? They think they can gain by America's pain?
Oh, I mean, we've talked about this for about a month on Ruthless, in that the entire shutdown in and of itself was structured around this election. What they needed to do is increase the anxiety for a whole bunch of voters, in particular Northern Virginia federal government workers, in order to make sure that they come out. Because again, we're talking about a low propensity election. You shut down the government, people start paying attention. They needed that to win.
And that was a subtle way of saying my question's very old to you, Ruthless guys. How dare I not listen to some of your backlist?
Right. The best news is nobody at this table was responsible for the results.
Then we're good. All right, let's talk California if we can. If people don't know, Prop 50 was a chance to reconfigure California to get more Democratic seats. They say in response to what's happening in Texas, and it's going to happen to other red states, Governor Newsom says this: we haven't reviewed the lawsuit because they're being sued now by Republicans, but if it's from the California Republican Party and Harmeet Dillon's law firm, it's going to fail. Good luck, losers, because he's trying to beat Trump.
Tough.
John.
He's tough. He thinks he can beat Trump. He cannot beat Trump. Everybody sees through him. Everybody sees the hair. Everybody
But did he win? Michael, did he win?
Yeah, I think he kind of did. I think, honestly, it's a helpful foil for Donald Trump because I find Gavin Newsom to be kind of loathsome.
It's kind of like borderline sociopathic, in some ways, right?
Yeah. He has so many different personalities just this year.
So I'm gonna take a different take. He didn't win at all. He put his back into making this happen. He's trying to lay the groundwork for a presidential run, and the night was stolen by a Ugandan communist. Everyone's talking about Mamdani. No one's talking about Newsom.
That's fair.
Now, so you think it's fair? Do you want to build on that? Do I have to ask you a new question?
You know what? You can ask me whatever you want.
I just think that now it's going to be up to Republicans to. It's up to Republicans now to figure out, can they hold these seats? Are they going to compete against each other for the few seats left?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a ton of different redistricting processes that are going on that are actually imperative to whether the House is held by Republicans or not. California's a big piece of that. You're right. A lot to be sorted out with whatever those new districts.
How does the shutdown end? You know, we have the airlines cutting back 10%. It's probably going to be worse in certain airports, like the airports here. How does it end?
Yeah, look, I think President Trump deserves a ton of credit for having the pain mitigated of a shutdown. Generally speaking, you switch the lights off on all this stuff, and we would have spent a month suffering. He's been able to make sure that this doesn't impact the lives of Americans, but now that changes, and I think it's relatively soon.
Does anybody think Friday?
I think they could have a deal by Friday.
Could have a deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
something to announce.
All right. Do you think I could ever be a permanent member of the
Yes.
podcast?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I belong.
No, you are.
100%.
You're the oldest fraternity brother. We talk about it all the time.
And by
another
oldest, he
shot at
meant
it.
like the oldest friend.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. Maybe your first friend. I think I was. Thanks, guys. It's so great to have you part of the Fox family, too. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.